You're watching Mr. Tony of the Dead's Reviews.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another Blu-ray video review for everybody. I also have a couple DVDs and a VHS that I'm going to throw in here to review as well. But the first thing I'm going to show everybody here is a Blu-ray of a movie called The Fear Footage, and this is a found footage movie, and this is from 2019. And what this is about, it's about this deputy called Leo Cole, and he goes to investigate this house that supposedly wasn't there before and now it's there. So he goes inside, and it seems like somebody's there, but nobody's really answering him. And the TV goes on, and there's like a tape, and he plays the tape, and on the tape are like these segments, like different segments. Like the first one is this thing with a clown, the second one is like this this cult, and the last one is this guy like hearing voices in the woods. And and then there's of course the wraparound story with the deputy's story going on as well. And it's a found footage movie, and it's done very well. It's very fucking creepy, very scary. More scary with the jump scares. There's a lot, like a ton of jump scares. I got jumped on every one of them because the sound goes boom, and it's whatever happens is right in your face. It's really creepy. A lot of it's like you don't get much to see. It's just like a flashlight, and they're panning around, and then like something's there, and it's really fucking creepy. Whatever they're looking at, especially the clown one is really fucking creepy. They all are. They're all very scary. The last one with the whole thing in the voices and that in the woods, it's not as scary as the other ones. There's a few jumps in it as well, but I'd probably say my favorite one, I would say, is the clown. But the next one with the cult is very close, because that one was pretty goddamn scary because of the environment they're in, and it's pretty terrifying. Yeah, but definitely very cool found footage movie. I really enjoyed this one. And it was just a random comment left on a picture of mine on Instagram from the fear footage, and I was like, well, what is this? I thought it was spam. And in a way it was, because it had nothing to do with the picture. So I went to the Instagram, and there on the Instagram was like people reviewing this movie, and saying how scary it was and everything. And I was like, well, I want to check this out. So I wrote to them, and they sent this over to me. And it's very cool. I'm not gonna like go into detail about this and everything, but it's a 72-minute long movie. It's very cool. And the Blu-ray inside, it comes like that with like some fingerprints on it. And then they also, I'm not going to read them. I will show you the one. There's a flyer here, and it's a flyer for the missing deputy, which I thought this was really cool to add this. Missing Leo Cole, and it tells you like what he looks like and how he vanished, and that it's like a missing, a flyer for him missing. And then there's this letter written after you see the movie. I read this after I saw the movie. You don't necessarily have to. I don't know if all the Blu-rays come with this, but mine did. And it's like a handwritten letter, and like as you read it, it gets like creepy, and then like there's blood on the bottom of that. Very cool. I really enjoyed the the package to this. I thought it was a very cool idea how they did this. It's very authentic. Even the people writing to me were very like authentic. They're like, I'm like, oh, I'd like to review this, please. And it's like, any information you have on the whereabouts of Deputy Cole would be, wonderful, like that kind of stuff. And so like they stayed in character, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely thought this was scary as hell. I mean, like I said, mostly jump scares, but they got me. But the stories themselves were creepy enough that it wasn't just jump scares. I was waiting for something to happen. And so yeah, I definitely like this one a lot. I would watch this one again, definitely. you know, I am a found footage fan. I love the found footage, and this one was one of the good ones. And this is another one with, even where the wraparound story and everything were all decent stories. You know, and you don't usually get that. At least there's the one that's not as good, but it's not bad, and that's awesome. So yeah, I definitely say check this one out if you're, you know, a fan of found footage. And if you're not a fan of found footage, you're kind of sick of it, give it a try. I think you might like it. But yeah, that's the Fear footage. Next I have here from Sub Rosa Studios, this is Deadly Playthings. This is directed by Mark Polonia, and you know, if you know the Polonia brothers, you know, they're known for like some crazier movies, and for me they're about a hit or miss. But Deadly Playthings is this movie. It's about this little girl. She has this doll, and this little girl can like see, you know, dead people and that. So she goes to like this like therapist, and she kind of like helps her and tells her what to do. So she kind of like takes the spirits and tells them to go into this doll. So now this new couple comes into the house with a daughter who's in a wheelchair, and you know, they have their problems. They're trying to like kind of start over and everything after an accident, and the doll comes into their possession, and you know, goes to the girl, and you know, she's like likes the doll and everything, and then shit starts to happen from there with them. Now, I like the Polonia brothers. I like their movies. And Mark Polonia. I feel bad for saying this, but this movie was terrible. I'm very sorry to say that. I don't like to. I'm not gonna trash all over it or anything. I just thought this movie was really bad. I thought the acting was terrible. The best actor in this was the little girl in the beginning. It was her first time acting. I thought she did really good. The mother in this was incredibly annoying, and she did not look like she was with the other guy. It looked like she could be his mother. He was such a horrible actor. I'm sorry. I've never acted. I've acted in one thing where I had no lines, but like I've never actually acted before. The little girl in the wheelchair, she was like kind of mute, so she kind of like, you went off her actions. So I can't really say she's a bad actress, but like she didn't really do anything. But it was just, it seemed like it could be a good story, but like I don't know, it was like there was a lot of like the same sound effects, the same like there should be a warning on this too, like it might cause seizures because there's a lot of strobe light shit going on. There's not many ghosts like at all. You see them, and then they go into the doll, and then just later on shit just starts happening. You see this one fucking ghost that looks like Bubbles, you know, on the side of the road here and there, and it's very strange. I don't know, it's just, there was like one kill in the movie, and I thought, okay, maybe it'll pick up from here. The only one cool thing I did like about it was that it was in Pennsylvania, and I could tell that it was Pennsylvania. Like the one license plate said New York, and then the others I saw was Pennsylvania. So, but you never know. That doesn't matter. But like, it looked like the old town I used to live in. So like, I really liked that about the movie. I liked the area that it was in, and I'm listening to the commentary. Actually, I listened because I wanted to see if it was Pennsylvania. I listened to the commentary a little bit, and I really wish there was somebody else on the commentary with Mark Polonia, because the guy seemed like he hated talking by himself. Like, I wish somebody else was there to talk about the movie with him, and he just, I don't know, I just kind of felt bad for him to sit there for you know, it was like an hour and, I don't know, a little short of an hour and a half, like an hour 15, hour and 17 minutes, something like that. The movie wasn't shot bad or anything, you know, it didn't look bad. It was just the acting was atrocious. That's what ruined it for me. The acting was bad. The effects weren't bad. The very ending, the effects were pretty bad, to be honest. Like there was like obvious green screen. It looked bad, and like the lines that were delivered, the way they were delivered, were like just dragged out. Like it was like I can't even do it. But it was horrible. It was just a horrible like ending. But like I don't know. It's just I didn't like it at all. Like, I couldn't wait for this to be over, to be honest. And that's not the fact. The you know, that's not how it is with a lot of the Polonia movies. There are ones that I enjoyed a lot and I have watched many times, or watched, you know, more than once and haven't enjoyed, and there are ones that I just thought were bad. This one's probably the my least favorite, and there was an Indiegogo for this, but the movie was already done, which I kind of don't like that. When the movie's already done, but you're contributing to like get everything finalized and all that shit. I kind of like, you know, getting the updates and everything about what's going on set and everything. But it was already done. But I don't know. I don't know how much they raised for this, but again, it wasn't the look of the movie or anything, but it was a bad movie. It was just, I just did not enjoy it, and I probably wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't recommend it. I thought it was going to be like a killer doll movie, and it was more along the lines of a Annabelle-ish type of movie, and that would be fine. But like, it was just, I don't know. You have to see it for yourself to understand what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't wait for it to be over. The acting is what really killed it. The mother in the movie, like, I couldn't stand her, and she was so pissed off at the father, at her husband in it, because it was because of his drinking that they got into an accident that caused the little girl to be in a wheelchair. But the guy was drunk when he got in the car, and he was drinking in the car, and then she's like, oh, you know, and they got into an accident. Well, I understand it is his fault, but she shouldn't have let him drive. And, you know, after seeing this movie and seeing, if that was my wife, I'd be drinking too. I'm just saying it. Like, she I don't know, I ain't nothing against the actress, but like her character was a fucking bitch. I couldn't stand her. Like, I wanted a ghost or something to take her out, but well, whatever. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't say check this one out. But it's not rated. It is region free if you do want to check it out. So yeah, that's Deadly Playthings. The next one I have here is from Face Melt Features. That's Night of the Axe, and this is directed by Shawn Wright. And what this is about, it's about these girls who are having this, like, you know, get together, this like little slumber party kind of thing. And there's basically like this like hooded figure that is going around, you know, gonna kill them. You know, it's dedicated to a throwback to the 80s slasher, you know, with an axe kind of thing going on here. And it is a short film. It's only 22 minutes long, and don't let that you know, throw you off or anything. I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I gotta be honest, I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was 22 minutes, and I wanted it to be longer. I wanted more to happen, but it was a great short film. Best short film I've seen in a long time. The acting, you know, they're not, you know, professionals or anything, like, who really is, you know, but you know, they did what they did. They were likable. The girls were likable. There wasn't anybody that stood out to be the asshole or anything. There was one scene where the girl kind of like it was very obvious that she was looking at the actor who was playing the killer, and it was kind of like ruin the moment. But her death scene was pretty cool. In fact, all the death scenes were really cool. There's a nudity scene in this, which I was surprised, you know, for having to be in a short film in that. I was just surprised. The practical effects were really cool looking. There's one where a girl gets her face burned onto a pan, and they still have the butter in there that it's melted a little bit. And then you know, the face comes up and she's burnt, and it puts it back down and brings her up again, and she's darker. So I thought that was really cool that they actually did that, instead of like just making it still burnt. Like, they made it like even worse. I thought that was really cool. The guy obviously has an axe, so you see axe wounds. They looked really, really cool. Looked like they could be real, like if like they got stabbed in the head or with it, or I guess would it be stabbed or chopped, swung at, whatever, if they got hit with the axe. in the leg or the head or the arm or whatever, it looked like a real gash. It looked like, you know, legit. So they did a great job with the practical effects. I really liked them. I like the setting. It looked like a nice, you know, house. I like the backyard. It looked like a low budget film. You know, like it is low budget. It looked, and I liked it. I thought it was really good. And there is supposed to be possibly a feature length, well, full length feature, that's the words, coming out for this. So that's awesome. I'd love to see this. And I told him, I said, don't stop making movies, man. You know, I want to see what else you come out with. You know, the crew behind it, you know, everybody did an excellent job. Even on here, there's like a behind the scenes feature that's like, I don't remember how long it was. It was like 12 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. I don't know. It was a pretty long behind the scenes, but it was interesting and fun. They put little comical things in there about things that people were saying in that. But yeah, I would say definitely check this one out. I'll have all the links below where you can check this out. I believe it's free to watch on somewhere. I'll put that I'm full of information, I know, but I'll put the links below. You can check that out, and if you want to, you know, send them some money and they'll send you a copy, I'm sure. But yeah, Night of the Axe, definitely check this one out. It's a very cool short. Definitely looking forward to seeing more from Shawn Wright and the whole cast and crew. So definitely good job. And yeah, Night of the Axe. Next up I have here from Vinegar Syndrome, this is Slaughterhouse. This is the new box set here, so if you don't recognize, you know, the cover, this is what this is, the newer box set. I'll get more into that at the end. But what this is about, it's about this guy who owns a slaughterhouse, and, you know, he's in financial troubles. You know, the times aren't like they used to because of a competing you know, slaughterhouse in his area. So he's kind of like, you know, for all, you know, not getting the money that he, you know, needs and everything. And times are tough. So he has this son named Buddy who, like, isn't all there, and he has this like giant like axe thing. I don't even know, butcher blade. I don't know what it's called, but it's like this giant like sword like knife blade thing that he kills people with. And he's very protective of his pigs. And there's these teenagers who are, you know, just gonna have fun, drinking, you know, having sex, you know, do all that kind of stuff. And they wander onto the farm, you know, unfortunately, and things start to happen. People go missing, and it goes from there. And then the owner of the slaughterhouse has it out for some specific people, and he basically sends Buddy after them. And that's kind of what this is about. You know, it's a staple in the video store from back in the 80s. You know, it's a very interesting movie. This was now the second time I've ever seen it. I definitely liked it more this time than I did the first time. I liked it the first time, but I feel like I paid more attention to it this time. But yeah, Slaughterhouse. I'm going to show you. I'm going to open this up now. This is the new box set that they had from the halfway to Black Friday sale. And I'll show you this. I'll show you that then there. But yeah, I get this out, and this is from 1987. It's 85 minutes long, and it is directed by Rick Roessler. I don't know how you say the name, but yeah, it looked very, very nice. I really enjoyed it. That's the original cover there. It looked really awesome. You know, it sounded good, looked good, and it's a good kind of, I wouldn't say it's a slasher movie. It's a good horror movie. I enjoyed it. But yeah, it has a great restored in 2K from its original 35mm. You know, like I said, looks good. There's a lot of special features on here, and I'll show you that then as well. But yeah, I enjoyed this. And like I said, here is like the new box set that you get. It's kind of like, it looks like freezer doors or like, yeah, like doors and that. And you open it up, and here is like half a pig, or I guess it would be a pig because they only show pigs. But there's the pigs, and then you know, you put your tape in your Blu-ray in there, and it has a nice Slaughterhouse sign on the side. Nothing's embossed. It kind of feels gritty in a way, you know. This feels a little smoother, like kind of like jelly, like kind of like jelly that's been stuck somewhere for a long time, and you rub your finger over it. That's what that kind of feels like, to be honest. That's at least that's what I think. But yeah, this is the, I don't know how many of these are left or whatever, but I had to get one of these for the Blu-ray. And here is the sleeve for the Blu-ray, and there's the artwork. That's Buddy, and that's the weapon he has. I don't know what that's called, but that is a gigantic like weapon, and it's really, really cool, to be honest. And then here you have the back side, and it's the same artwork, which is unfortunate, because before the box, this came with the big slip, or I guess it was not even a slip cover, the big box that it came in, you can get with it. It was just this, so you couldn't even reverse it to any other cover. This cover's cool, but you know, it'd be cool if there was another reversible artwork, but there was nothing. But yeah, this is what you have here. And if you want to pause it now and check out the special features, you can. And here you have the DVD, and here you have the Blu-ray, and as you can see, it has that same artwork on both of them, except the Slaughterhouse name is like, you know, down here and then up there on the Blu-ray. You know, so it's not really any different. I just kind of wish there was something different on there. And these are region A, B, and C. On the front it says Buddy has an axe to grind. I guess it's an axe. I don't know. I guess it's an axe. It doesn't necessarily say. I mean, it says an axe to grind, but I wouldn't say it's an axe. I don't know. But, you know, Buddy is another interesting character. Like I said, he's not all there. And he doesn't talk. He kind of squeals like a pig, which is funny in a way too, because he steals a cop car, and they're like talking on the CB, and they're like they thought it was the cop that was in there, like they're talking to him, and he just ran back to them like it's a pig, and they're like, you know, like, oh, weird. It was just like, it was not supposed to be funny, I guess, but like it was funny. It was just like, oh my god, it was like so comical. And he does, like, you know, whatever his father tells him to do, except there was a scene where he was gonna actually probably, he was thinking about killing his father too, because he pissed him off, but you know, he didn't do it. But yeah, he's a character. The teens were typical teens, but they did look a little too old to be teenagers. I mean, they didn't technically say they were teenagers, but you know, if anything, they were like 21. You know, but they still even looked a little older than that. But whatever, you know, you're supposed to believe the fantasy, you know. But yeah, I like the movie. Definitely liked it more the second time around, and there's you know, interviews and stuff in there. Pretty cool edition. I enjoyed it. It's always interesting to see people, how they were in this movie, and you know what they look like now. Some of them are dead. The main actress in this, I can't think of her name. She was also in Demon Wind, and she didn't have a huge part in that. In fact, she's the one who turned into the doll in Demon Wind, and it was like a stupid fucking scene. But I was glad to see like that she had a bigger scene in this, and it's cool. And she talks about how she got the part and everything. You know, she was excited. And then the cool thing is, you know, I look all this, like, look them up on IMDb. It tells them what they did, and she like did a lot of stunts too. Like, she's like a stunt person in a lot of things, and I thought that that was really cool. Like, you know, I didn't know, you know, looking at her, I mean, I don't know. I guess anybody could do a stunt if you gotta learn it, but like, I just would never think she was a stunt person. And it was just cool that, you know, she was into that. You know, that's what she does. I don't know if she still does it, but that's what she was doing also, you know, besides acting. But that's pretty cool. But yeah, Slaughterhouse, definitely a cool movie, you know, nice 80s gem. So yeah, that's Slaughterhouse. And last here I have from Cannibal Productions, a film by Matt Cannon, and this is Hexercise. And what this is about, it's about this normal day as a aerobics instructor, Kelly Gold, and she basically is teaching this class, and she's kind of like trying to dodge her pervy manager, and in the whole time there's this, you know, evil force that's going around. There's killing random people who turn on the radio, like a boombox, like while they're working out. These people all randomly die. So she's trying to stop the evil before the end of the day. The interesting thing about this movie is there's no dialogue in the whole movie. It's just music playing, and the music is by Matt Lapses, or just Lapses, who, if you see my VHS Fest video in the past, he has played there. He's fantastic. I've been meaning to put his song, with his permission, in like some of my videos, and I haven't done it. He writes music, fantastic guy, and fantastic artist. Does like a lot of stuff from, it sounds like it's from like the 80s, like soundtracks and stuff like that. Very, very cool stuff. And he did the whole soundtrack to this, and it fits the whole movie perfectly. Really cool oh my god, I really can't say that word. Synthesizer. Well, there it is. That was not kidding around. I could not say that word. But anyway, he is in all the music for this, and it sounds fantastic. In the movie, and the movie has a look that it looks like it is, low budget, but it also looks like it could be from the 80s. I liked it. I liked the gore. It wasn't over the top, but you got the point. The dialogue, I'll be honest, I could take it or leave it. I think it's brave of them to go with that. Not everybody does that nowadays. In fact, I mean, honestly, I can't think of somebody else who doesn't do dialogue at all. Like, I mean, it's only a short. I didn't say that, but it is short. 20 minutes long. Another short in this review. But, don't let that distract you, because everything's jammed packed into this 20 minutes. I would love, and this is another movie I would love to see a full-length feature film of. And, but the one thing that, like, there's like little things in here that, like, I didn't like. In the beginning, it shows about like this cult, and they're gonna sacrifice a baby, and they kind of cut the side of the baby's leg, and the baby is obviously a doll. Now, obviously, they're not gonna get a baby, but I mean, they could have gotten a baby and made got a fake leg, and to do it, but like it was obviously a doll, so that kind of like, I was like, it was like right away. And then the cult leader, when he like was fighting with her, he had tattoos on his arm, and that doesn't really bother me. But one of them was the Rasta eyeball from Freaked, and it's like, well, that kind of takes me out of it a little bit too, because like now I don't really believe that this guy, a cult follower, Satanist or whatever he is in charge of this, and he has, the Rasta eyeball from Freaked on his arm. So I just think that could have been covered up. Stupid little things like that. But as far as other like little things, everything looked good. I think it looked pretty authentic. How they dressed back in the 80s and that. I liked the blood. The blood, like, I usually like the 1970s Giallo blood with that like brightness to it, and this looked like I don't know, like caramel, like not caramel, but like it looked very red and gooey, and it looked really cool. I really liked how the blood came out on this, especially, I mean, I watched this too, like a digital copy, and I got this at VHS Fest, the VHS, and they transferred it on here. But like, I think it looked really cool on here. It had a cool effect to it, and it still had a cool effect on like digital as well. But it's just cooler to watch it on a VHS. But I definitely thought the story was pretty cool. Again, very ballsy to go with no dialogue, and I think if it was a different soundtrack, if it was like different songs, I don't think it would work. But it was like every song went with the moment, and kept the pace. Unfortunately, there's not really a ton I could say about it, though. I know I've been saying stuff, but I can't say too much about it because it is a short, and I don't want to give everything away. But if you get a chance, I'd say check this one out. Very cool throwback to the 80s, aerobicize, aerobics, stuff like that, lifting weights and stuff in the gym. It was very, very cool, very cool short film. I liked it, and this was the second time I got to see it, and I liked it again, just like before when I watched the other movie. I liked it more this time that I watched Hexercise than the first time. I liked it the first time, but I couldn't remember everything because it was a while ago, and now I rewatched it again. You know, I did like it, but that soundtrack, man, it is killer, and definitely, if you can, make sure you check out Matt Laughs'. Lots of good stuff, and a really great guy, and you know, cool movie, and I'm glad I got to see it, and I'm really stoked that I have the VHS. You know, these are, you know, limited. These are at VHS Fest, so hopefully you can get, if you want a copy, you can. He has DVDs, digital, all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if it's free to watch online, but you know, I'll put links below if you're interested. You can go, you can message Matt and all that stuff. You know, he's a nice guy, like I said. He'll point you in the direction, or he'll sell you a DVD or whatever. But anyway, yeah, that's Hexercise. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and follow me on any one of the social media links in the description box below. If you're interested in purchasing any of these movies, I'll put links below for that as well. Also, trailers for each one, if I could find one. And like I say, with every video that I do, proceed with caution. There may be spoilers. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.